Okay, let us start our lesson for CSS, which is application software. And for this video, we're going to discuss definitions of application software. Ano nga ba yung application software? Ika nga. So, application software. Okay. Let me read this first. Basahin ko muna, no? Application software is all the computer software that causes a computer to perform useful tasks beyond the running of the computer itself. A specific instance of such software is called a software application, application program, application, or app. Okay? So sabi daw, ang application software is a computer software, okay, na naka-install or gumagana sa loob ng computer hardware. Okay? Bakit daw? To perform, and take note to perform useful tasks. Okay? Bakit daw merong application software? Bakit daw merong ganito? Application software. Again, the purpose is to perform useful tasks. Para kanino? Para sa atin, sa tao. Okay? So, application softwares are software sa computer software that is installed inside the computer hardware in order to perform useful tasks. Okay? Example ng computer application software. Una, we have software application. And so software application like Windows 7, Windows 8. Nowadays we have Windows 10, which are operating system. Then we have antivirus or like ABG, Norton, Windows Defender, Windows Essential, Microsoft Office packages, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, Adobe Flash, or other Adobe packages or products like Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, Lightroom, Premiere, etc. So those are software application. Next we have application program. Okay. So example of application program are the one which are created by computer science students or computer science professionals or programmers. So in our first sample, we have an inventory system for keeping track of the sale, okay, of a store, okay, like a Mercury Drug, Jollibee, McDonald's. Okay. Then we have on the bottom part, we have a payroll system, okay, for of course for the payroll of employees of a company. Okay. So those are examples of application program. And we have application or app. When we say application or app, these are the programs or apps like those installed in our cell phones. Yan, yung mga naka-install sa cellphone natin ng mga apps like Facebook, yung WhatsApp, Snapchat, Messenger, YouTube, Google, Gmail, Snapchat, etc. Okay, so those are apps, application, in short, apps. Okay, then another definition of application software. Basahin ko ulit. An application is a program or a group of programs. So, yung application daw program that is designed for the end user. So, para saan daw po yung program or application? Para daw kay end user. Sino yung end user? Tayo, yung people. Yung people na merong task na gagawin, na merong job or work na gagawin. Like yung people who are going to read something, who are going to study something, people who are engaged in businesses, people using smartphones, people at workplaces, or people who has a certain or specific job or task to do. Okay? Remember, uh, in every task or job, there is an equivalent app for it. And yun yung kasabihan, ano? There's an equivalent application or app for it. Okay? Just look for it, search for it. Okay? Another definition, okay, third one, applications, let's go back to the second sentence here. Applications software, or also called end-user programs, include such things as database programs. So, yung mga application programs daw na ganito, merong database programs, okay, like customers, and database for customers, like yung inventory system, database for employees, like yung payroll system, database for contacts, like our phone books in our smartphones or cell phones, for products, and like yung inventory system nga. So these are database programs. And aside from database programs, we have word processors, and spreadsheets. So examples po ng word processors or spreadsheets. We have Microsoft Office. Here we have Office 2012. It includes Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, etc. Then we have LibreOffice. Okay. LibreOffice, which includes LibreWriter, LibreCalc, their presentation, etc. Then we have OpenOffice, katulad ng Microsoft Office saka LibreOffice. Meron din itong sarili niyang Word processor, spreadsheet, PowerPoint presentation, presentation pala, hindi pala PowerPoint presentation because that is Office or Microsoft Office, etc. And last but not least, we have Google Docs. Si Google Docs, meron din siyang Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Okay? Usually, Google Docs are used dun sa cellphones or smartphones. Okay. And sabi, yung application na software or program, meron daw siyang web browser. Yan. So, example po ng web browser, we have Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Apple Safari for Macintosh, Opera for Linux or Macintosh or Windows, and we have Microsoft Internet Explorer or Internet Explorer, which is wala na. This is obsolete or phase out. Ang bago ngayon is Microsoft Edge na po. Okay? So those are our web browsers. Then, we have here application software for the third one here. Going back. Application software versus system software. Okay, so let us go first with samples of system software and application software. System software, we have file management tools, operating system, utilities, assembler, debugger, compilers. Application softwares, we have word processing, spreadsheets, graphics, games, communications, and then databases. Okay, so those are examples of system software and application software. And then for our application software will not work. This will not work if there is no system software. And system software will not work. The system software will not work kung wala yung computer hardware. Okay. When it comes to computer hardware, okay, meron daw si computer hardware na CPU, disk, mouse, printer, etc. or yung mga hardware devices kung tawagin, ano po. And speaking of computer hardware or hardware, it's either can be our laptop or our desktop. Okay, and let's go to system software. System software has operating system, okay, and utilities. So let us go first with operating system. So examples of operating system, we have Microsoft Windows, uh, Apple Macintosh, Google Android, and then Linux. So ito yung mga logo nila, no? Windows, of course, Windows, Apple Mac, and may mansanas, may Apple. Android, Google Android, and parang Android na robot. At si Linux ay Penguin. Yan yung mga logo po niyan. And then, example naman po ng utilities under system software. And we have utilities for deleting data, this defragmentation, user accounts and security, antivirus software, software updates, system cleanup, encryption, decryption, and for formatting. And these are the examples of those utility application software like ABG antivirus, Avira antivirus. Okay, we have for defragmentation, we have CC cleaner, we have K-Lite codec for multimedia players, we have Treeline for keeping system information, we have also WordPress for blogs. Okay, we have Aware for adwares, etc. There's a lot of utility software. Okay, and then speaking of application software, here is our example. And first, we have computer games. Okay, so example for our computer games, we have for online, for personal computers, we have League of Legends, and for cell phones or smartphones, we have Mobile Legends or ML. And aside from computer games, we have spreadsheets. Okay, example of spreadsheets, we have Excel for Microsoft Office. Okay, and then Calc for OpenOffice. Okay, so those are spreadsheets. And then we have also word processors. Samples of word processors are LibreOffice Writer, Microsoft Office Word, and Google Docs. Okay, these are examples of word processing programs. And then after word processors, we have our databases. Okay, examples of databases are Oracle, Firebird, IBM DB2, PostgreSQL, MySQL, Excel, pwede rin po sa Excel na database, Access, okay, Lotus 123, Microsoft CSV or yung text file, and Firefox, and medyo malabo lang, SQLite. So these are examples of database programs which can store, of course, databases. And speaking of databases, databases means, ibig sabihin, sila po ay collection ng records. Okay? So yun yung pinaka meaning ng database. Collection of records. Like yung listahan ng utang, listahan ng benta, listahan ng kaibigan, like sa Facebook. And so sa Facebook, isang malaking database po yun ng mga tao. Okay? Aside from databases, last we have internet browsers. So, nakita na natin to kanina, no? Pero ito yung examples po ni internet browsers. We have Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and then Mozilla Firefox. Okay. Ang number 1 po ngayon sa browsers is Google Chrome. Okay. So again, we cannot use application softwares such as word processing, graphics, spreadsheets, communications, database games if wala po yung system software. Okay? Yan. Kung wala po yung system software. Yan. Examples po ng system software, we have assembler, debugger, home filers, file management tools, operating system, and utilities. At si system software po, hindi po siya gagana kung wala po si computer hardware, either our desktop or our laptop. Okay? Okay, so we have here examples of a system software. Okay, first we have Microsoft Windows. Okay, like Windows 10. Next, so after Microsoft Windows, we have Linux. Linux, ayan po, yung parang may penguin po, no? Ayan po yung kanyang GUI kung tawagin, or Graphical User Interface. Then, after this, we have Mac OS X or Macintosh Operating System 10. Okay, ito po yung itsura niya, yung kanyang GUI or Graphical User Interface. Next to Mac OS X, we have BIOS software. BIOS stands for Basic Input-Output System. Excuse me po. Just have a drink. Okay. So, Basic Input-Output System. Example, ito. We have two kinds of BIOS. Ano po? The older one, ito. Ito po yung user interface ng BIOS po nung una. Makokontrol mo siya gamit po ang keyboard lamang. Wala po siyang mouse. Okay? So you cannot use the mouse to navigate this kind of BIOS. And then, we have the newer one, yung bago po. Hindi na po BIOS ang tawag sa kanya, kundi UEFI. Ayan. At yung UEFI o UEFI, ito yung kayang graphical user interface. Pero hindi ito laging ganito kasi nagbabago pong GUI depende sa computer manufacturer. At bukod sa keyboard, makokontrol po natin itong UEFI na to using yung mouse. Ayan. Both mouse and keyboard. Ayan po yung sa BIOS natin. Then we have our HD sector boot software. So, ano itong HD sector boot software? So, example, this one. Sa HD sector boot software, pwede po nating may set yung ating hard disk at saka both sa pag-set bilang priority. We can also fix yung bad sector or ma-locate yung mga bad sector or ma-retrieve yung mga files, ma-backup yung mga files na laman ng ating hard drive. Yung HD pala po, no? Ibig sabihin ng hard drive using this software, yung HD sector. Okay? So, we can fix bad sector. We can save or backup data using this software. And then, we have device driver software. So, when we say device driver software, we have driver easy and yung driver pack. Okay, ito sa example natin, we have driver easy. So, dinidetect niya lahat na mayroong conflict na driver sa ating computer system. So, kailangan maging okay po yung ating device drivers sa ating computer kasi hindi gagana pagka may conflict. So, ang trabaho po ng device driver is ipakilala po yung device natin, yung hardware device natin, dun sa ating BIOS. Kasi BIOS ang magpapakilala naman dun sa ating hardware device, papunta naman po sa ating OS or operating system. Okay? So, we need this kind of software or application software, yung ating device drivers software. And then, aside from that, we have yung linker software. Linker. Ano yung linker software? Linker software, okay, is a software kung saan nagduduktong, it links or it connects or it adapt, nagdadagdag dun sa existing na program or existing na exe file or program. Baga kung meron ng existing na program, so kung yari gumawa ka ng karagdagang file para instruction para sa program na yon, so gagamit ka lang ng linker, okay, para ilagdag yung instruction mo dun sa program na yan or yung code mo dun sa program na yon para gumana. Okay, so we need yung linker. So it links a file towards a or towards an executable file. Ayan. And then aside from linker software, last we have yung assembler and compiler software. Okay, ano naman to assembler compiler software? Ito po yung ating programming languages. Okay, like yung C, C++, compiler, ayan, assembler. So, itong mga assembler, compiler na to, gagamit tayo ng software, no? Ano yung software na yun? Anong application software yun? Yung tinatawag nating editor. Ito, like this one. Yung editor po yan ng C++, I think. Okay? From where pwede siya mag-compile. Pag sinabing compile, siya yung nagde-detect ng, ng error sa code mo. Let us say, using yung C++. Okay? Tapos, yung assembly naman o assembler, siya naman yung nagko-construct ng code sa program mo. So, medyo mas mahirap yung assembler, no? Assembly kesa sa compiler. Okay. Next, we have examples of applications software. So, number 1, we have Opera or yung web browser. So, yung Opera ito, isa siyang web browser. Pag siyang web browser, this is a software that connect us to the internet. Ano po? So, first up, we have Opera. So, Opera, pwede po siya in any platform or operating system. Either on Windows, Macintosh, saka yung Linux. Okay, pwede siya doon sa tatlo. And then we have Microsoft Word for our word processing. This is another example of an application software. Okay? So, ito yung aking Microsoft Word 2013. Okay? Next, we have Microsoft Excel as our spreadsheet. Okay? Ito naman yung example ko ng Microsoft Excel ko. Ito. Kung saan yung records ng aking students, diyan ko nilalagay. Ayan. So, yan yung records ng performances ng aking students. Okay, next, I have here a database software, yung MySQL. So, MySQL is a database software to store databases. So, dito po naglalagay ng database records. Okay? Example, yung MySQL. Yan. Si MySQL po, marami po na-store niyang records kumpara kay Microsoft Access, which is ang kayang store is only 50,000 records. So, sa MySQL, more than that. Okay? Hindi ko lang alam yung exact number, pero marami. So, katunayan, si Facebook, si MySQL ang kanyang database. So, imagine mo yun. So, that is over than 50,000 records. Next, I have also here presentation software. Okay, example is Microsoft PowerPoint. Yan. This is my PowerPoint 2013. Okay. Next to PowerPoint, we have iTunes for software for music and sound software. iTunes is installed usually in Apple Macintosh. Okay, yan. Yan, logo ni Apple Macintosh dun, or icon. Yan, for laptop or desktop computers and for iPhone or yan, iPhone. iTunes. Okay, next to iTunes, I have here VLC player. VLC player is a Windows media player Okay, o audio and video software. So, ito yung ginagamit ko po ng VLC. So, yan, yung VLC. This is I think this is a freeware, okay? Walang bayad, okay? Freeware siya, no? From the internet. So, you can download this free. And, ito yung ginagamit ng karamihan, ano, na pang-play sa audio saka video. Next to VLC, we have World of Warcraft for our game software. So, ito yung nilalaro ko after ng Dota, ano po. Yan, yung World of Warcraft. Yan. Next to World of Warcraft, I have Adobe Photoshop. Graphic software, I use this for editing my picture or editing any images that I would like to use. So, yan po yan. Photoshop version is CS6. Okay? Ayan. Iba-ibang version na po yan. Ano po? Ayan. Photoshop for graphics software. And then, what's application software? So, basahin ko muna po, no? System software have direct control and access to your computer hardware and memory locations. They perform input-output operations on various memory locations and control to the hardware to make the application software do a task. Operating systems are the main examples of system software. So, yun po ang example po ng system software. Windows XP, obsolete. Windows 2000, obsolete. Windows Vista, obsolete. Windows 7, and at the latest, Windows 10. And then, para sa Macintosh, Apple Macintosh, o para sa Apple pala, and Linux. Okay? So, these are operating system, examples of system software. Okay? And we have yung application software, which runs under system software. Kumbaga, nasa umbrella siya nino, system software. And are made to do a specific task, like word processing, which have indirect access to the hardware. Kumbaga, they are code behind system software. Example po ng ating application software, itong Office bundle or package, Word, Excel, PowerPoint access. Okay? So, that is an example of application software. So, to summarize this our topic, I have discussed itong application software. Hindi po pwedeng hindi siya pwedeng mauna. Kumbaga, kailangan mailagay mo na si system software. Si system software hindi po gagana pag wala pong computer hardware. And, of course, yung definition ni application software. So, yun yung diniscuss ko po, no? What is an application software? So, sa next video, I will discuss why use application software. So, that's it. And see you on the next video. Bye for now.